$150 for a hired gun!
Or perhaps he's wondering why someone would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane.
At least you can talk! Who are you?
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
If I pull that off, will you die?
It would be extremely painful.
You're a big guy.
For you.
Hello and welcome to another day in paradise. So, a few weeks back I made a video. And the video is essentially comparing Nigerian... Oh my god. Fucking little... Why is it always the little dogs that do this shit? Anyway, so... A couple of weeks ago I made a video which compared Nigeria to Ghana. I did a bit of research and... It was an easy video to make. So, after the video I got considerable backlash from a lot of continental Africans, mostly Ghanaians, but also some Kenyans, who questioned the facts that I had presented to them. And the way they brought it to me was not in such a cordial manner. A lot of them were angry. I was accused of lying. I was accused of being devious. I was even called a Nigerian. Multiple people inside this string made the assumption that I was British, but of Nigerian descent, and hence the reason why I had so many good words to say about the country. To answer my critics, no, I am not Nigerian. Hélas, I am unfortunately not Nigerian. I am Caribbean, but come on, you guys should know that by now. Okay, so I got accused of being a Nigerian. So what? Well, the point I'm trying to make is this. Why would someone from the African continent, notably, automatically make the assumption that I was Nigerian because I had good things to say about Nigeria? They were automatically suspicious because it's just not something that's done on the continent. Nobody has anything good to say about Nigeria or Nigerians. So, why is that? Why does everybody seem to hate Nigerians? Okay, so I think first off, we all know about the criminal elements that have left Nigeria and have been ruthless in their pursuit of success all over the world. And they have carried with them a stigma which has perpetuated a bad name for the whole of Nigeria. I find this somewhat strange because I do realize that there are many criminal organized crime syndicates who have somewhat had their names romanticized by the media, like the Italian mafia, the Russian mafia, and of course the narcos down in South America. But all of a sudden, you get a powerful West African crime syndicate, and they are the scourge of the earth, which, if I need to be honest with you, is not right. It's just not right because, let's face it, anyone dealing with organized crime is scourge. Anybody. They're all bad, okay? The Italian mafia, the Russian mafia, and the narcos from the south. None of those people are good people. There's nothing sexy or glamorous about these organized crime syndicates who will murder people to show authority for whatever reason. They have no code when it comes to life. They don't value life. They value their names. Another reason I believe a lot of Africans in particular hate Nigerians is the fact that they can travel to different parts of the African continent and be successful, be very successful in business, whereas the local populations tend to struggle. We saw this in South Africa, we see it in Kenya. We had a Kenyan bank that was bought out by a Nigerian consortium, and the amount of derogatory, xenophobic comments that were made in the media about this buyout was absolutely horrendous. And people are struggling to come to terms with the fact that West African brothers and sisters, and they are brothers and sisters, they're our continental neighbors, so they are brothers and sisters, that our brothers and sisters are able to have the ability to do this. And the problem is, if this Kenyan bank was bought out by a Swiss bank, by a Swiss consortium, I promise you, and I know this about Kenya already, I promise you there would be absolutely no problem. Another reason is the Western media, of course. Listen, whenever you hear about Nigeria in the West, you think scam. That's probably the first word that comes to your mind if you're a Western white person. Scam. Someone's trying to scam me. A Nigerian prince is trying to scam me. To even become part of pop culture here in the West. Nigerian princes scamming people over the phone and over the internet. Hush Puppy did not make things any easier for his fellow countrymen. But the problem is, why should everybody in Nigeria be tarnished with the same brush because of one con man? Oh, okay, there are many con men in Nigeria, but come on. You're going to tarnish the entire nation because of these con men? It doesn't sound right. So the Western media has perpetuated this horrible stigma about Nigeria, and they're doing it, of course, in the benefit of making sure that the African continent stays fragmented. Another reason I believe that Africans hate Nigerians is that there has been a concerted effort to make sure that the largest economy in Africa is slowed down, that the progress of this black nation is slowed down internationally. I mean, here is a nation that is on target to be the number 9 economy on the planet by 2100. That's 80 years, that's not long. Number 9. And I believe within that 80-year period, Nigeria has a lot of work to do, but I don't see them failing at what in their quest. The only way they'll fail in their quest is if ECOWAS falls and then they struggle to do business internally within the continent with other countries. That's going to prove difficult because there's so much hatred for them. So I used to work in an office some 10 years ago, and I remember there was a lady that I used to work with. I forgot her name now. She was Kenyan. Horrible woman. Like God. She was one of the, actually I spoke about her before. She didn't like black men. This woman, I swear, she was my skin complexion, but she was so passionate about her white men. Oh yeah, I'd never ever date a black man, never ever. She's like that. Kind of creepy. It's creepy to hear people talk like that about their own race, right? Anyway, I'm coming off subject. So anyway, this lady, she used to talk a lot about Nigerians and about essentially how much she hated them. Can you imagine somebody who talks about their hate for another nation or another people, and someone who's proud of it? I'm not sure that person is a good person, right? You have to ask yourself that question. How good is the heart of a person who speaks like that? But anyway, it turns out that she wasn't the minority, which is so weird for me. It's weird for a lot of the diaspora to see black people hating other black people. A lot of people are going to hate me for this last reason, where I don't want to backlash, but I genuinely believe that this is part, or if not, some people believe this to be the way. I truly believe that there is a lot of jealousy amongst other African nations because of Nigeria's success and the success of its people. Now, okay, hear me out. Now, there are a lot of Nigerians who are living below the threshold of what we would call a normal life, right? There are a lot of people who are struggling in Nigeria, but is that not the same with China too? Is there no Chinese people who are struggling? What is the GDP per capita in China? I hazard a guess. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but I hazard a guess it's not that much. Nigerians can travel. They travel, they set up their enterprises, they set up their small shops, they organize their businesses. They will travel to all ends of the earth. It doesn't matter where I have traveled to. I have traveled to Shanghai, China. I've traveled to Kiev in the Ukraine, Vienna, Paris, Rome, London. No matter where I have been, I have always seen Nigerian enterprises being set up and being successful. And I think a lot of people are just jealous of that. They hate that, which is horrible. It's horrible that it's not even envy, it's jealousy, and it's horrible. There is so much we could learn from our Nigerian brothers and sisters. So much that we could teach as well. I mean, yeah, we need to teach them about integrity, about trustworthiness, about keeping your word, yeah, all that sort of thing. We could do with that. Honor, that sort of a thing. But there is so much they could teach us as well. So much. They are shrewd business-wise. They take no prisoners. approach to whoever they're doing business with. You've got to remember, this is the same country that when BP and Shell, the two massive oil giants from the Netherlands and from Great Britain, when they came to drill for oil there, the Nigerian government gave them their licenses to drill oil there under one caveat. That caveat was, you are not to sell any oil to the South African apartheid regime under any circumstances. So what did the British and the Dutch governments do? Well, they tried to sneak that oil out under the radar of the Nigerian Secret Service. But when the Nigerian Secret Service got wind of this, what did the Nigerian government do? They immediately nationalized every single bit of property from BP and Shell. They didn't even hesitate to do that. I don't know how many other countries were that bold in doing something like that against the apartheid regime and against the United Kingdom and against the Netherlands back in the 1970s. Huh? What other country did that? There is so much we can learn from these people. I just wish we could stop the hate, start to focus on our future, start to unify, and start to take those who are not from the continent as our enemies. Because they don't care about us. But we treat them with more respect than we treat the Nigerians. I hate this. I really hate this. I really do. But I have hope for the future. And I believe that we are going to change. Good is coming. So anyway, listen, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stop ranting. Thank you for listening. Thank you to the new subscribers. I'd just like to say hello to them as well. And yeah, I'm going to be coming out with some very good content very soon. So keep watching this space. Okay, I'm going to go and finish walking this dog now. Thanks for listening. Ta-ra a bit.